All right, hey everybody, welcome to the It's On Us podcast. I'm here with my special guest, Devonte Graham. How you doing, Devonte?
I'm great, man. I'm blessed. Everything's going well, man.
That's what's up. Now, this past week, it's been crazy.
Yeah.
You already know everything that's happened, so I'm just gonna ask you, to go ahead and give your intake and the information you know about, what's going on in this country and why, are certain things happening.
Okay. Well, we're at a state right now where everybody, is tight. The tensions are going crazy, and people are rioting in the streets that can be seen. And just to my understanding is that the powers that be, meaning you see people like Trump and Hillary that were going against each other.
Mm-hmm.
They were actually under the same corrupt system.
Okay.
Which is, as a lot of people call rumor, as to be like the Illuminati or the cabal and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be the first to tell you, brother, that stuff is so real. That stuff is so true. And as a people, we have to wake up and notice what's being done to us. And I personally feel as though that the outlashing and people in the streets fighting and all that stuff is all the bottled up, hatred people have inside of them, and just the disappointment with the election, because they see Trump and they see somebody that's like racist and all these other things. But if you actually look at a lot of the policies he wanted to pass, like building a wall and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
4 of his policies have been shut down, so they're not going to happen. So a lot of those, he had a lot of racist people voting for him and supporting him.
Mm-hmm.
So all those racist people who are angered by, by the how the country was, that were voting for him because they saw a change. They wanted to change. They want Obama mainly because he was black, all the racist people. So they voted for Trump. And he wanted to build a wall, make America great again, which I personally do believe he may have good intentions. Time will tell. But for his policies that he was trying to pass are not going through. So the wall, that's totally, being kicked to the curb. He couldn't get that going. And, the banning of Muslims and stuff like that, all that's going in the trash because they came to a conclusion basically saying, look, you can't really have this stuff happen. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So in a sense, those people who voted for him for those reasons, they kind of got played. So with that being said, man, I believe everybody should honestly just calm down, and we have to come together as people, one nation under God.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we are who we got. We have to see each other. It's people, we have to go to work and see that person. We have to be in an environment with, neighbors and stuff like that. So if we come together and stop all the hatred and just love each other, that's what's ultimately going to fix this. And a lot of the African-American community, they feel as though if Hillary got elected, then, this probably wouldn't happen and stuff like that. I personally feel like if she got elected, white people wouldn't have mattered. They would have still been racist at the end of the day. You would have still had altercations. It probably wouldn't, I can't even say it wouldn't have been as vast because, I can't really, predict that because we didn't see her get elected. But, people were still going to be how they were at the end of the day. They just thought voting for Hillary was the better because she acted all, she was acting as if she was, kind and gentle and all this other stuff. When in actuality, she had a lot of dirt on her. Those emails that were released,
mm-hmm.
man, if you just take time and research and find what was in those emails, child sex trafficking, that was the big one for me right there. That's where I just stopped. I was like, good gracious. And then a lot of things, you know, they try to compare Trump and say, well, he's guilty of this, which he actually wasn't. A lot of the cases and stuff that they were going to send him to court for were actually dismissed, because they come to find out they were just lies they put on his name to, you know, sway votes in Hillary's direction. But, you know, in the campaign, this campaign got really ugly, back and forth and all that stuff. But, you know, at the end of the day, he's the president right now. And like I said, we have to come together and band together, and we have to pray, and we have to have more faith now than ever. We really do. Because this is a true test of our faith right now. People need to sit back. When they sit back and realize this, you know, you can collect your thoughts, and you will see that this is just another test, and we have to pass it. We have to. We can't take steps backwards, man. We can't. And you know, I believe this hype will die down after a while, and people will come to senses. I'm looking at this, you know, with a positive mindset. You see what I mean?
Yeah. I always see you, like, you know, I always see, like, you're an advocate of people coming together and being peaceful. So do you think that this election was purposely done to divide people?
No, I think this election was actually done to actually expose the cabal, or what they call the Illuminati.
Okay.
And it exposed a lot of the corruption behind our government system, and it showed a lot of people that we still have issues that have yet to be dealt with. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that need to be dealt with, because a lot of cheating was going on, like, back and forth in the voting booths. Some people were voting for Trump, and they were noticing their votes were being switched over to Hillary.
Oh, snap.
And they were complaining about that, and that was happening nationwide. It was happening. So, you know, me honestly, I wasn't pro-Trump. I really wasn't pro-Trump. I didn't vote at all, personally. I didn't vote because I knew either way that the system was rigged, like it's been rigged before. And, you know, proof to that is Obama. A lot of black people looked at him like as a, you know, a hero. You know, oh, we got a black president, he's gonna be our savior. He came in office with good intentions, but at that point in time, there was so much corruption, and still in, you know, the office and everything like that, in the government system, there was so much corruption that everything he wanted to pass and do good for people didn't work out. So he you know, he had a leash tied around his neck. He couldn't really do nothing for us, and that was by design. So it ultimately made it look like he did nothing for black people, but that was by design. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It was purposely done that way, so we couldn't progress as people. You see what I mean? Mind you, I'm not pro-black or nothing like that either. I'm for all people. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But, you know.
So for the Trump supporters, right? Like, I know you just said a lot of policies won't be getting passed that Trump wanted. Do you think that's going to backfire on him when it comes to his supporters, or do you think they just won't even care?
Oh, no. I think it's going to, you know, at first people are going to feel some type of way. They're going to be like, wow, you know, I voted for this guy for this reason. Mm-hmm. But once he has a lot of good policies as well, because he's business minded. You see what I mean? Yeah. He's not a billionaire for no reason, and that's the one thing that the Illuminati or cabal, the dark side, did not like about him. The fact that he was self-made. He's a self-made billionaire. They don't control his finances. He controls it. They don't control his money. You see what I mean? So he has free will. So he's acting out on his own. And the thing is, a lot of people wanted to stop him from being in office so that he, you know, couldn't do better for us. But a lot of corruption that was in the government system has been kicked out since he has came in. Like, you know, oh gosh, I'm trying to think of the man's name. He supported Hillary. He's another billionaire. His name escapes me. I can't think of his name right now. But anyway, yeah, man. A lot of the Trump supporters, you know, they're going to be shocked at first, you know, but everything's going to turn out for the better. It really is. We just have to have faith. We really do, moving forward. Because I believe personally a lot of his policies that are good is going to work out in our favor, especially the ones he has for the black community.
Okay, so
he wants to rebuild inner cities and stuff like that, you know, and the finances are going to be there to back it. You know, people think that, you know, the U.S. is in debt and all that stuff. You know, the markets and all that crashing and all that's going to be revitalized. He's going to get that worked out. Yet again, you know, I'm just trying to, you know, motivate and keep that positive mindset, because what we speak out of our mouths comes to fruition. You know, it has an effect in the universe. You see what I mean? You see how when everybody's acting negative and, you know, all the chaos that's going around, everybody's mood is tight. Everybody's, you know, on edge right now, tight and scared because they don't understand what's happening, and they're looking for somebody to explain or tell them, you know, what's going on. And people are questioning their faith. Why would God let this happen and all that stuff? But at the end of the day, like I said before, all this is a test to see how strong you are.
So I see what you're saying. So how do you feel about the Klan and the neo-Nazis and these other white militia groups that's attacking other minorities because of the election now? Like they feel prideful and happy that it's 1950 again.
That I really that's sad, man. It really is, and you know, that's why they're taking advantage of the situation, and just because they have a president that's white again, they feel as though they're empowered. And actually, I believe yesterday, Trump in an interview, he came forth and he told all of those who were doing that that just stop.
Okay.
Just Google it, search it. He told everyone to stop. If you're out there riding, anything doing that, he said, just stop it. Just stop doing it. Because there's no real purpose. You know, you're not getting anything out of it. And those who are doing that, the white supremacy, it's sad, man. Like I said before. But when it comes to that, all we can do, like I said before, is band together. I honestly believe fighting violence with violence and stuff like that, it's not cool. And a lot of people are scared when it comes to that stuff, because they feel like, you know, some people do live in areas that are black where it may have some racist people, and they feel like they may have encounters with, you know, certain individuals. It's already happening in certain schools and stuff like that. But you know what's happened. But actually, come to find out, I'll mention this. People who are starting a lot of the rides and stuff like that are getting paid to do it. Okay. That were part of Hillary supporters and stuff like that. They're getting paid to start this stuff. And that's being exposed as well. And that needs to be exposed even more. People are getting paid to do this stuff, to incite, you know, racism and start riots and stuff like that. They want that because they feel like, you know, the Illuminati has lost in the election battle. So now they want to start chaos on the way out. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Now, what really got to me was the kids, like, because I'm a big advocate for kids and like making sure that they live peacefully. When I seen
in the school,
when I seen that, you know, first graders, second graders, and stuff were, you know, saying nigger and attacking Latino kids and black kids, it's like, I know the parents put that on them. Yeah, I'm just like, it's like, they're springing up hate too. You know, it's like, well, come on now, like, what's going on?
yeah. But you know, again, this election has brought up the hidden racism in America. Because there was a lot of hidden racism before, where a lot of, you know, white people felt as though, you know, oh, I'm not going to say nothing, but now they feel empowered. Or like, oh, Barack's not president no more. Oh, my president's white. Kind of like how we felt when we got a black president. we felt like black people were superheroes. We felt like we could do anything, almost. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So the same goes for white people now. They feel empowered. White power, they feel like they can do anything. You see what I mean? So the tables have now turned, but it's, in a sense, more negative now because it's causing a disconnect between races. It's trying to incite a race war when that's not what America's about. And you know, we can't be about that because there's so many mixed races here. And a lot of white people who are fighting that stuff, they really better be careful, because if they start a race war, man, I hope they're ready to defend themselves, honestly. Because they, at this point, I feel as though they're outnumbered when it comes to, you know, the minorities and all that.
Yeah, especially the ones that are being attacked, right? Because what I'm seeing, like, I remember when Barack got elected, you know, we were being prideful, but like we weren't beating nobody up on the street.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So when I see that trans people are being attacked, and Indian and Arabic people and Latino people and black people, it's like you come in at a whole, like, this is a whole nother level right here. And when they decide to if they do defend themselves, you know, with weapons as well, like, it's almost creating like a civil war. But really, instead of being half and half, you got majority fighting against a minority group of people. Now, I mean, like, you got majority, like all these different colors of people fighting against, you know, the racist white race. Because you even got good white people on our side at that point.
Exactly, you got good white people on our side, but because, listen, but I come to find out too, man, a lot of the reports that people are seeing, like where, you know, some black people will be like, oh, look, I had this encounterment with such and such, this white dude said this. Some of the reports are coming out that people are just saying or making up stories that because Trump got elected and they're unhappy with the election, some people are making up stories to incite this stuff.
Oh, like they want to be a victim, just to
like they want to be a victim and stuff like that. They're playing victim, and like I saw this one girl post something. She was like, "I almost got hit in the face by a Trump supporter. I can't believe this." While she was protesting outside, and she started crying on video and stuff like that. And I'm like, "Are you serious? Come on, man! Like, don't try to, you know, if you're out there protesting, first of all, and you're marching, you're blocking up traffic. You're only asking for trouble, first of all." I saw this morning these people were protesting against Trump, and it was dead nighttime. People had flashlights in the air. They were blocking off the highway. You know, on highway, people going like 70, 80 miles per hour. This girl gets hit by a car because they want to try to block off traffic. And now everybody's like, "Oh my gosh," and I'm just like, come on, man, seriously.
Oh damn! Shoot, that's crazy. I didn't see that. So like, when she stepped out into the road while all the cars were coming?
Yeah, it was a whole mob of them. They tried to block off traffic, so they stepped off in the road, and while the cars is flying down the highway, and this one girl gets hit by a car, and I'm like, wow, man.
Dang, shoot, like I see what you're saying. Because if they got like a police escort on the highway, that's different.
Yeah, they just ran out on the highway, a whole mob of people. It was just crazy, man.
Shoot, yeah, but you know what? And that's the thing with this this election, though, man. I was just watching, paying attention, and as I sat back and watched everything happen, I noticed the energy kind of changed too, and the vibe kind of changed. And like, do you believe in like karma and stuff? Do you think that's gonna hit the people that's being negative and attacking people?
Yeah.
Some Saudi Arabian kid.
Karma's happening right now.
Oh, go ahead. You good?
I was just saying, karma's happening right now. It really is. You know, Christian type of person. I'm very spiritual, but I did read the Bible before, and I did grow up in church. But I believe it was Nebuchadnezzar, I believe his name was, and he wasn't the most godly person, and the Lord used him to achieve what he was trying to achieve. The God had different plans in mind, but he used this man who was ungodly to achieve his goals. So in a sense, I kind of related that to what's happening now.
Okay.
I feel as though the Lord may be using Trump in a sense, and you're gonna have a lot of people disagreeing with that. Why would he select such a nasty talking type of man? But in the Bible, the Lord has done it many, many times where He's used individuals that many people did not like to achieve a purpose. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. To make something happen for a bigger population of people. So I honestly believe that's what's going on right now.
Okay.
That's how I look at it.
Now, a couple individuals, they try to predict what's going to happen in the next 4 years, through their eyes. Some people said stop and frisk is going to come back again. That the illegal, the identification card is going to come in with Muslims and illegals, and they're going to get taken out. And, and that maybe some war might break out in here in America, like a civil war. Now, what do you predict, Devonte, through the next 4 years?
Next 4 years?
Yep.
Next 4 years, I see freedom and prosperity. Honestly, I do. I see freedom and prosperity. Though it may not seem like it at the moment, mm-hmm. I've talked to the Lord and I've asked Him to show me, what path are we taking here? What's going on? As the election happened and everything. And He's opened my eyes to what the possibilities of, things to come in the future. And stopping and frisking, all that stuff, I don't believe that's actually going to, occur or happen. Now, when you say a civil war, mm-hmm. I believe the civil war is happening right now.
Okay.
I think that's what, in a sense, to protesting and everything's happening right now. But like as you said before, karma, comes in, and I believe this is almost like a cleansing. I almost feel like America needed this to happen. Mm-hmm. Because like I said before, there was a lot of hidden racism. You even have news media people who are coming out and showing their ass. You know what I mean? Yeah. For the first time, like, whoa, I didn't think this was like that. But, I almost feel like America needed this to happen.
So do you
see what I mean?
Yeah. So do you think big business is really going to be affected throughout these next 4 years? Like the people that kind of run everything in this world?
Oh yeah. They're definitely, they're being affected now. Okay. There is rumor that the selling of your birth certificates, because people do this, is going to stop, and taxation going into taxation in 2017 is actually supposed to stop as well, because if you look at the history of taxation, it's not a law. It's unconstitutional. It's not a law. But the IRS, we have these foreign entities like the IRS who enforce it, and the governments who enforce it, taxation. But taxation, if you know the history of the Boston Tea Party, mm-hmm. how when the people dumped the tea into the harbor, and as a punishment, the system, they taxed the people. And if you didn't pay your taxes, there was punishment. They would pour hot tea down your throat, stone you, all this other, crazy stuff. And that kind of just stuck from, there on. And that was part of the corruption that happened all those years ago, a long time ago when that happened. And it just stuck, but it was never a law. It was just enforced like a law. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of people think that our tax money goes to the roads and building buildings and all that other good stuff. When a percentage of it may, but the other percentage, a very high percentage, was mm-hmm. up until last year, going to the Queen of England. And that's because her bloodline was tied into what was happening into the U.S. back then. And so they wanted to keep them rich and keep them wealthy. Our tax money was feeding into their pockets. That's how they stayed wealthy. And yeah, like I said before, the corruption is deep in this country, man. It's really deep. And so coming 2017, the taxation on Americans is supposed to stop, along with the selling of your birth certificate and everything else like that, because it's illegal, and we've been deceived into thinking something else. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Now, have you do you receive like a lot of backlash on your own opinions and your thoughts? Oh
man, yeah. Like I've been, like when the election happened, and I was trying to calm some people down. Mm-hmm. Even one of my family members came, one of my cousins, she called me Uncle Tom. She called me a sellout. I've gotten a lot of backlash because I've even told people before that the election probably wasn't going to happen, and that was due to the WikiLeaks that came across for Hillary, because I was like, there's no way they're going to let her run for president because of all the stuff they found on her. This election's not going to happen. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And the FBI, they kind of brushed it under the rug and was like, nah, you go ahead and do that, because the FBI director, the one who's supposed to put her in jail, he's actually corrupt as well. He's getting paid, and they have dirt on him, like serious dirt. So he wasn't going to put her in jail because he was going to get exposed himself, and he was probably going to end up in jail as well. But, all those who have deceived us and lied to us and everything like that for however long, they're going to be dealt with for sure. They will, because as you spoke up earlier, karma. Mm-hmm. Sooner or later, it's going to catch up to you, man. And the Lord, it's a breakthrough happening. It's really a breakthrough happening right now. Mm-hmm. That can't go on for too much longer. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It can't.
Now, you spiritually, like, for me spiritually, like, what I do is to be at peace and harmony. Like, sometimes I go on nature walks, or like I might jog or something. Like, what are some things you do to remain peaceful and like meditate and things like that?
You said it, meditation.
Oh, okay.
that's a big thing. What I do, and I cleanse once a week.
Okay.
There's certain videos you can find on YouTube that has a chakra cleansing that you play in your ears, and I cleanse my body. I do a spiritual cleanse and just a bodily cleanse, where I take apple cider vinegar and baking soda and I mix it and I drink that, and it cleanses, basically makes your body alkaline. It balances all the levels in your body, and when your body's alkaline, no diseases can lie dormant within your body. So if you have a tapeworm, if you have any parasites or anything, they're flushed out.
Okay.
Anything going wrong with your heart? I mean, Google the mixture of apple cider vinegar and baking soda. It's amazing, man.
Mm-hmm. So that's so you would tell the people like to make sure they have like an alkaline diet, and then like what are some things they could do to also stay healthy? Like other things they could eat.
Don't eat broccoli.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because broccoli it's been found to be a GMO. Broccoli does not grow naturally. They fused plants together and made broccoli. Anything GMO, you do not want to mess with, because it's been genetically modified for consumption. And that's a big one, because there's a lot of fruits out there or vegetables that people eat that they think they're doing good for their body. Mm-hmm. Nah, man. You have to seriously research what's GMO, what's not GMO, and basically eat that way. And me personally, I'm trying to stop eating a lot of meat, because especially red meat, it's really hard on the body, and it actually shortens your lifespan.
Damn.
Yeah. But they pass this BS thing where they try to tell us we're carnivores and stuff. Like, no, our ancestors fed off the land.
Yeah, that's true.
meaning fruits, they eat vegetables and stuff like they eat like that. So, you know, we kind of have to return to that. You know, I eat meat here and there, but not like that. I totally canceled out meat, like steak, and I really don't mess with steak. I don't. But fish, I'm a salmon man. Grilled salmon, quarter ton.
That's what's up. I heard about bread too. I heard that's how that's bad. Bread.
Oh yeah, man. Like bread. If you do eat bread, I mean wheat bread. A lot of people eat that white. Nah, I do it. Anything white usually has bleach in it.
Okay, yeah.
You know.
Because when I heard about that, I was like, dang, I love bread too, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That is crazy.
Depends on what type you get. It really does.
Okay. And so do you think it's really important too for the people like to really lay off like the McDonald's and the Burger Kings and stuff?
Yeah, because part of the corruption in this government system is, you know, the food industry. And what they put in your foods has a lot to do with how your mind functions and how you think. And getting on, you know, a little off topic, but going on to babies. They found that the shots that they give the babies after they're born is causing a lot of issues, like for them to have, you know, retardation or have, you know, Down syndrome and stuff like that, because they give babies like 7-8 different shots before they even leave the hospital. And they say that the umbilical cord is actually supposed to stay tied to the baby for a certain amount of time, not automatically just pulled out, because it actually has a lot of nutrients in it that it still needs to get into your body before it's taken out. I forget the time limit, but they said, you know, it's not just, a lot of doctors would just cut it and have it, you know, automatically cut off, but it's actually supposed to sit on you for a moment of time. But a lot of the shots and stuff that the hospitals are giving the kids and stuff like that, you know, it's all for money at the end of the day, man. It really is. It's all for money. Corruption. That's what that's what drives America, and the elites at the top is money.
Wow.
Well, because if they can give your kid a disability, then what? You have to pay for pills. You got to take them to doctor's appointments, and then on top of that, they won't give the cure for cancer. Thank God for the internet, honestly, because it has been a useful tool. It has a lot of truth on it. Even teachers in schools are using it to teach their classrooms. Wow. So, just Google cures for cancer, honestly. There's so many natural cures for cancer. And the number one thing that even causes cancer is mucus. Mucus buildup in your body. Everybody has, that's why it's so important to cleanse and detox and remove the mucus, because that mucus buildup, it builds cancer cells. Gotta get that out of your body. But the thing is, your doctor, a lot of doctors won't tell you that because it's gonna mess with their money. It's sad, man. It's really sad. But the thing is, like I said before, we have to come together as people and take back what has been stolen from us. They can't steal your knowledge. You can't. A lot of times you can unlearn something, but once you learn something that's very, you know, that's very important, you can lock it away in your mind. Yeah. And have that sitting there and use it to live longer, to be a better person, to, you know, unite people. And that's basically what I've been trying to do ever since I was like 7, 8 years old, man. Oh, wow. I've always had this passion.
That's crazy.
To bring people together.
7 or 8, that's crazy.
Yeah. I was never selfish, ever, even now. You know?
Yeah. So you think like donating money to cancer research and AIDS research at this point is probably like a ripoff?
Oh man, it's a waste of time, man.
Don't they make like millions every year?
Yeah, they make millions off of people. People go on jogging, cancer walks, because they feel like, you know, they may have lost somebody, so they feel like it's for a good purpose. Cancer research, they doing cancer research for something that they can fix. So you gonna tell me y'all can fly to Mars? And they can, if they can fly to Mars, mind you, but y'all can't cure cancer. Jeez. You can build a spaceship that can sit up in space and look down on Earth, and we can live in space, but you can't cure cancer. And then they try to use this BS line where they saying, "Oh, it's in your family." No, y'all did it to us. They polluted our air. They polluted our waters. I mean, it's bad. Another thing. Oh yeah, water is another thing too, bro. A lot of people, it's so bad, man. A lot of people think, you know, they drinking water and it was good or whatever. Mm-hmm. You have to literally test your water now to see if it's alkaline, because a lot of water is acidic, and that's really bad on the bones, you know, your joints and everything. People think, you know, they drinking water is good. Mm-hmm. The best water, honestly, to drink is the Dasani.
Oh wow.
Oh no. Sorry, not Dasani. Fiji. Excuse me, Fiji water. Dasani is actually really bad. Dasani, if you look it up, the company confirmed that it's actually tap water. It's just tap water. They're selling tap water to you.
Yeah, so basically something you can get at home for free.
Yeah, exactly, man.
That is crazy.
All done by design, bro.
Now I heard Dick Gregory say though, like with people in like that's in corruption in the big business area that know about cancer but aren't doing anything about it. A lot of those billionaires or millionaires commit suicide, like the doctors and stuff. Is that true to your knowledge?
To my knowledge, I don't know about the suicides, but to my knowledge, they kill them.
Oh, okay.
Because they try to come forth and tell the public. Like, do you know of Savy?
Yeah.
Yeah, they killed him. And his mom, he did an interview, and his mom warned him because he started curing people with AIDS and cancer and stuff like that. And his mom told him, they're going to come for you. They're going to get you. And sure enough, did you know Les died? Yeah. She was actually with him too, and she came back from getting treatment for whatever was, you know, she was trying to live a better life, be more spiritual and stuff like that, because she saw how satanic and evil the music industry was. So she took time off and left, and she just mysteriously died in a car accident or whatever like that. Man, they killed that girl, man, because she was going to come back and expose the truth and try to tell people about Dr. Sebi and everything. But, you know, you sign over to that industry, that music industry, which is very satanic, they going to follow you. They going to know what's up. Same thing happened to Aaliyah. She found out what the music industry was about. She wasn't for it. she told, she was telling people that she felt like she was having awkward dreams and stuff like that, like somebody was after her and all that, and that, you know, she was going to be killed. And yeah, sure enough, you know, look what happened. Okay, well, Prince, he's almost like the same, you know, it's almost like the same situation as Michael. Unfortunately, both of them did sell out to the industry. But Prince got to a point to where he felt like the technologies and everything in this world, he wasn't agreeing with it. So like he didn't like the internet. He didn't even like YouTube. So if you look stuff on YouTube, maybe some stuff here and there, but a lot of his music he kept on the low. That's why he didn't release a lot of stuff at all, because he didn't like the fact that he was old school. He didn't like the fact that you can just willingly just go listen to somebody's music and not have to pay for it. Yeah. So he felt like he was losing money. So he kept his music for himself, but his record label didn't like that. So they started threatening him. He was like, all right, whatever, it's whatever. So it came to so Prince started speaking out. Like, he became very spiritual, and he started talking about the industry, you know, the corruption in the industry and stuff like that. He slipped up doing that. Boom, they staged this killing. Tried to say he had AIDS, said he was an addict, using drugs and all this stuff. If you listen to the interviews of the people that knew him, Prince was completely healthy, they said. Yeah. I mean, the man was 50 years old.
he didn't even look like
he looked like he was like 25.
Word.
Yeah. So it's like he looked great. So yeah, they kicked him to the curb. They killed him. Because it's like, if they can't make money off of you, like, they're gonna kill you. Same thing, man. Same thing happened to Mike. Mike started rebelling against them. against Sony and stuff like that because they wanted to take control of him and all that stuff. And it was like, oh no, you ain't gonna do this. You gonna stop all this We Are the World stuff right now. So they cut all that short. He couldn't keep up with it. This whole government system is basically ran by a foreign entity, I'll say, that is not from this dimension. We, from the beginning, since from the time we came to this earth, we've been controlled. And our Creator, He made it so it was that way. Because all the other planets that He created, there was peace. But here on this planet, we were basically like an experiment, per se. And if you're living right now, it said that you were asked to go through this life. You asked to live this life and have this earthly experience. Because each one of our souls comes from a different place in the universe. That's why when you look up your signs, your Sagittarius, if you're a Leo, whatever you are, there's a planet that coincides with your sign. That's your soul origin, where you come from. So you were born into this world. Some people were reincarnated over and over again in this world to, for a purpose. But anyway, yeah, man, there's entities all in the government system, and one is called the main one, as the Bible describes. They're called reptilians, aka demons, as you would call them. And you can research all this, Google it, and it's concrete. They're all in the music industry, everything. They're very advanced. That's why we were able to be taken over so easily, and why a lot of people are so asleep, because they're so advanced. They have technologies, and they basically know how to move. They know how to work the system and stuff like that. So we wouldn't pay attention or even realize it. So, but at the same time, you have another, a higher power, what they call angels, and they go by the Galactic Federation. I know it sounds crazy, wacky, but man, when they say this world is deeper, then this world is really deep, man. Like, what life is right now, just what we think it is, it's not. It's way bigger than what we're being presented. Our lives are in no way average, man. We've been lied to so much. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. But it's going to all be exposed anyway. Because if you research it, Russia they actually announced that we have UFO contact, that other beings live here on Earth. Russia announced that to their country. USA is the only country that still sleep. And that has yet to tell the people. We have to find out through like blog sites or like encounters people may have, or some people have physically even seen UFOs in the sky themselves. Me being one, my father, my whole family has seen it. We were outside on the back, on our deck in the back, and we were it was last year on Thanksgiving. And, nighttime came, and, it was cold out. We had the fire outside, and we physically seen them outside with our own eyes. They were low. It was ridiculous. I wish I still had the recording on my phone. I had on my old phone. So I'd be able to send you that thing, because it was amazing. And we told some of the neighbors. They came outside. They were showing people. It was amazing. But just this world is, it's funny when you find out your history, your true orientation, your history, you feel more empowered than anything, and it makes you almost feel small. And a lot of people don't like feeling small, because they they want to feel like, oh, we're ultimately humans, we control everything, which we do, but there's other powers to be out there, man. This is so much in this world that a lot of people that are still asleep will not accept. You see what I mean? Because from being a child growing up, you know, it just seemed like it was fantasy, or it was just like in the movies or something like that. Oh, you know, it's aliens or whatever. But, you know, if you really, people ignore that little voice inside. People know, man, that there's a higher being involved, but they don't know how to describe it. Or they just ignore it because they feel as though it has nothing to do with their lives right now. Like, well, that foreign being ain't paying my bills, so what I gotta worry about that for? You see what I mean? But
now, are you a loner in this, or do you have like friends and stuff too that carry?
Oh man, I got a lot of people who follow me on this, man.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, I got a lot of people who follow me on this. You know, I usually don't. I tell people who are open-minded, who are willing to listen, but those who are very religious-based, because it's a lot of people who are very religious-based, to where they don't, you know, get into topics as like UFO, aliens, and stuff like that. Which, in a sense, it frustrates me in a sense, because it's almost like if you can believe in angels and demons, which are other dimensional beings, why can't you believe aliens? Which are other dimensional beings. The Bible was describing them as angels and demons because that's the names they used for them at the time. But the picture, the images that were used to describe, to show what they look like, a lot of the images were configured to look a certain way, and the concept of hell was introduced to kind of put people in fear, to kind of follow this religion so they wouldn't look out into other religions and be like, you know, oh, that's because there's some people who are Christians, diehard Christians, that if you start telling them about meditation and stuff like that, they think it's witchcraft. And you're like, what?
Yeah, you're right. Like being open-minded and having a conductive conversation and peaceful conversation, and just taking in information that, like, you know, it makes you smarter, and it's good to always hear somebody out instead of like this shun them, you know? Yeah,
for real. And I don't, you know, I'm not bashing nobody else's religion or nothing like that. If you believe what you believe, you know, that's cool, because I can't blame you for believing what you believe, because that's all you knew. That's all you knew growing up. You see what I mean? And if that's what your family did, of course you want to follow it. Your family was open to, you know, a lot of other things. You probably wouldn't have followed in that.
Yeah, not like what are some books that you like to read or whatever, like that also keep you grounded, or like some of your favorite books that you just like love, that give you like some good information?
I don't read books.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought you was a book reader.
No, man, I don't read books actually.
Oh, okay.
I became enlightened through meditation.
Okay.
And talking to, you know, the spirit, and asking him to guide me.
Gotcha.
He gave me the answers. He showed me what to look at. And he showed me what to watch out for. And you just realize that once you have a spiritual connection with the Lord, He will actually show you and guide you on the path that you need to go to. See, a lot of people fail to realize that. A lot of people go to church every Sunday and wonder why they still struggle, because you're not listening. You hear the pastor talking, but you're not listening. You're not really understanding. And sometimes the pastor, you know, their interpretation of what the Bible may say can potentially be wrong. So at the end of the day, what matters when you leave that church is your one-on-one connection with God. I would say to those people that better is to come, even though if you're not seeing better now. And the only way you're going to come out, you know, of your situation a lot of times is if you try your best to surround yourself with people with positive mindsets, and don't surround yourself, don't entertain the negativity. If negativity surrounds you, find a way out of it. You know, try your best to find positivity. If there's negativity in your household and you're surrounded, with that, that's when your spirituality comes in. But back to the message to the people who are struggling in the hood or whatever. Just my heart definitely goes out to those for sure. And I have a plan, me personally, because I have investments that's going to pan out. And I will be in position to help bless those who are less fortunate, because I know people who are homeless right now, is asking for help. My mission is to go into the city of Wilmington, man, and basically revitalize the city. And when I'm really ready for that to happen, I want to build a team of people. I'm working with me and my dad right now and stuff like that. We gotta, go talk to the state and everything. All these papers gotta get signed and all that. And basically, you see how in Wilmington how they took the time to build up the riverfront.
Yeah.
They didn't put none of that to the hood back there for the people, man.
Nah.
There's a reason why they call it the project. It's a project, bro. You got a liquor store on every corner, and you got a church on the opposite side. So they sit back, and then they put the drugs in the hood, and so they sit back and watch you and see what you're gonna choose, what you're gonna do. Basically, they killing us off. They want to kill off the black people in the hood. Once you die from alcohol, drugs, obesity, you done killed yourself off. Then that place in the hood, the population, it dwindles, and then the property value of the place, it goes down. Then the big corporations move in, buy it up for cheap, and put up nice fancy townhouses. That's how that works, man.
Damn. Shoot.
That's how that works. That's how the hood works. That's how they've been doing them, man.
Exactly. And people, remember, it's on us to change the world. It's on us to make this world better, and it's on us to be great.